Hello and welcome. Today we're doing a very different type of video, which is going to help a lot of students learn English. If you're a teacher watching this video, this can give you some ideas on how you can help your learners with pronunciation when it comes to reading. And also you can choose some of the language from this video and teach it to your students. If you're a student, then today you need to get yourself a cup of coffee and prepare to read a very interesting article and learn some English language. So here's our to-do list. First of all, we're going to read an article together, and on the way, we're going to analyze the useful language. After this, we're going to work on pronunciation. This is going to be the first part where I'm going to say parts of the text and you're going to repeat after me. It's a good idea if you can close yourself in a room and really repeat, not only listen, because that's not going to help you with pronunciation. When you repeat what I am saying, try to copy exactly what I'm saying. It can be a bit unnatural in the beginning, but with time, you will get used to it and you will sound more native-like. The third thing we're going to do is pronunciation again. So we're going to do a technique called shadowing, which is also going to help you improve pronunciation. I'll tell you more about this later. And then you will need to post a comment saying which phrase you found the most useful and which you're really going to start using. More on this a bit later on. And then there will be a free Quizlet set for you to learn, which includes all of the new language that we're going to talk about today. So this is our to-do list, and let's get right into it. Here's an article that has just recently been published on BBC. I think it was published just 2 days ago, and that's the 9th of August, 2023. However, it doesn't matter whether it's a brand new article or not. The topic is fitness, fewer than 5,000 steps a day, enough to boost health. A study. So let's start talking about the article. I remind you that we are first going to talk about the language, and only then we're going to work with pronunciation. So as you can see here, this is the title of the article, the name of the article. Newspaper headlines and headlines in articles very often try to shorten the grammar when possible. So if this was a normal sentence, we would say fewer than 5,000 steps a day is enough to boost, for example, your health or people's health. But we don't use these words here because it's a headline. Now let's talk about boost health. To boost something means to improve or make better. So in this article, we are reading about the steps we need to walk every day and whether 5,000 steps is really enough. Let's get into it. It has long been touted that 10,000 steps a day is the magic number you need to stay fit and healthy. The word touted, this is a verb, which means that it has long been talked about. So when something is touted, this means that we keep telling you about it, or we even keep advertising it. So this means to be talked about for a long time or to be advertised. But a new study shows fewer than 5,000 may be enough to see a benefit. Look, here we are not using the word steps simply because we know that we're talking about steps. So we don't need to say it again. We could do that, but to make your English more natural, you would avoid repeating words too often within one sentence. Now, to see a benefit. When we see a benefit, this means that we notice that something produces good or helpful results, and so make us healthier. When we say, for example, I saw the benefit of doing sports regularly, we're only talking about the positives. So when we say see a benefit, we are never talking about anything negative. Let's move on. The analysis of more than 226,000 people around the world showed 4,000 was enough to start reducing the risk of dying prematurely of any cause. So what is it to die prematurely? Not a very positive expression, but we need to know it. So to die means to not be alive anymore, and prematurely means early, earlier than necessary. And the word cause is a synonym to the word reason. So the message in this sentence is that if you walk at least 4,000 steps a day, we are reducing the risk of dying early of any reason. Let's move on. Just over 2,300 is enough to benefit the heart and blood vessels. So what are blood vessels? These circulate blood through your body. And I have a picture for you. Have a look, please. These are our blood vessels. There are loads of them in our body. Let's move on. The more you do, the more health benefits are seen, researchers say. Look at this sentence here. The more you do what? The more steps you do. Again, we're not saying this word because it's very clear what this article is about, and we don't need to keep repeating it. Also, this is an interesting construction in English. The more, or the more, the less, the more, the better. So when you say, for example, the more steps you do, comma, the more something, health benefits are seen. Or the more water you drink, the more hydrated you become. Or the more chocolate you eat, the less fit you become. I'm not sure if this is true. Let's move on. Every extra 1,000 steps beyond the 4,000. So what does this word beyond mean? So when we walk 1,000 steps, 2,000 steps, 3,000 steps, 4,000 steps, so everything that is beyond 4,000, so more than 4,000, reduces the risk of dying early by 15% up to 20,000 steps. So everything that is beyond 4,000 and up to 20,000 is going to reduce the risk of dying early by 15%. We have another phrase here, up to, so until. Something that we can also talk about here is we can say this number as 4,000. I think you all know this. This we can say as 20,000 and this 1,000. However, another way to say these is to say 4K, because K means 1,000. Okay, and this would be 1K. And what do you think of 20,000? How can we say it using the K? Am I going to say 2K or 20K? So we're going to say 20K because K refers to 3 zeros. So if you think of this number, then what are we going to say? We'll say 200K because K replaces the 3 zeros. What if we had something like this? What do you think? This will be 51K. All right, let's move on. The team from the Medical University in Łódź in Poland and Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine in the US found that walking benefits applied to all genders and ages, regardless of where they lived. Now, we have some phrases here. We already talked about benefits. Remember? Let's go back and double check. To see a benefit. So to notice something good that improves your health. So you can see this word used again. Found the walking benefits. So when you walk, this is good for you and improves your health. Now, applied to genders and ages. It's about the different genders and people of different ages. And when we say regardless of something, this means that it is not important where they live, whether they live in the US, in Poland, in United Kingdom, in Japan, it does not matter. So regardless of means that it doesn't really matter where they live. However, the biggest benefits were seen among the under 60s. So again, we have the word benefits, and we remember that it's always a positive word. We are never referring to anything negative when we say benefits. And here we have the under 60s. So do you think under 60s, are these people who are below 80 or above the age of 60? Under means below 60. So if a person is 59 years old, they are in the under 60s age group. If a person is 40, they are also in the under 60s age group. So as long as you are below 60, you are in the under 60s group. What would the opposite be? The over 60s. So these are the people who are more than 60 years old. Let's move on. Now we have a Polish name and surname. I hope that I will pronounce it correctly, but I might be wrong. Professor Maciej Banasz from the Łódź University said that while the number of advanced drugs for treatment was growing, they were not the only answer. What are advanced drugs? And the word drugs, first of all, could be a synonym to tablets, pills, and advanced means that these are very modern drugs, very well developed, well researched, using the latest technologies. So advanced drugs would be used to treat some serious problems. Now, let's move on. This is what the professor says. I believe we should always emphasize that lifestyle changes, including diet and exercise, which was a main hero of our analysis, might be at least as or even more effective in reducing cardiovascular risk and prolonging lives, he said. So let's talk about the word emphasize. What is this word? When you say a sentence, I called you yesterday. This is just a normal sentence. But if I want to emphasize something in my sentence, I'm going to make some part of my sentence more important. I called you yesterday. So I am emphasizing the word called. Very often we can emphasize some specific message in our article or in our speech or in our sentences. Very often we can emphasize something important using an exclamation mark. However, be careful with exclamation marks because if you use too many of them when you write, people might think that you're screaming at them. So to emphasize means to show that something is very important. Now, what's cardiovascular? Cardiovascular is a medical term and it's everything to do with the heart and remember what's this? The blood vessels. Cardiovascular is to do with the heart and blood vessels. Prolonging lives. You definitely know the word long, right? So if you want to prolong, it means that you're making something even longer. Prolonging lives means making lives longer. All right, let's move on. According to World Health Organization data, insufficient physical activity is responsible for 3.2 million deaths each year, the fourth most frequent cause worldwide. Let's analyze the language here. So, World Health Organization. What is the abbreviation here? Do you know? We can say WHO, not who, WHO. So you could say, according to WHO data, what is insufficient physical activity? So we have the word sufficient. This is an adjective and it means enough. But when we say insufficient, this means not enough. Remember that when you make the word sufficient negative, you don't say insufficient. No, you say insufficient always. So insufficient physical activity means not enough of physical activity. Then we have 3.2 million deaths. When we say numbers like this, we say 3.2. This is what you're going to say. Then we have the fourth most frequent cause worldwide. Do you remember what the word cause means? We had it before. let's revise. So we have the word cause right here. Cause means reason. Let's go back. Most frequent cause. So most frequent means that it happens very often. So the meaning here would be the reason that something happens very often. Honey Fine, a personal trainer and instructor for global fitness company Barry's, emphasizes the problems that come from sitting down too much. Do you remember the word emphasize? We talked about it. Let's go back and revise. So I believe we should always emphasize that lifestyle changes. So to show that something is very important, we should emphasize. And here, our lifestyle coach and instructor emphasizes the problems. So puts an exclamation mark that, look, because you're sitting down too much, you're getting all of these problems. It can slow your metabolism and affect muscle growth and strength, which can cause aches and pains, she tells the BBC. Now, you probably know that the word ache means when something hurts. We say toothache, headache, so the head hurts. And we also have the word pain. So why are we using these two words together when they really mean similar things? Actually, aches and pains is something called a collocation. A collocation is when words are used together in English and you cannot change them around. It's a fixed phrase. So you cannot say pains and aches. That's not possible because this is not how we say it in English. So aches and pains means that these are pains in different parts of your body that are unpleasant, but not very strong. And you use these two words together. Sitting down for too long can also cause all sorts of back problems. We find this a lot with people with office jobs, that their backs are constantly put in a stressed, compressed position, which causes a lot more problems later on in life. Now, what's a compressed position? You probably know the word compressed socks. This is something that people wear when they fly. Compressed socks push your leg, so doing that. And that's the position in which the sock is holding your leg. Nowadays, it has become very, very popular to pack stuff for holiday into compressed bags. Look at this. So instead of having loads of clothes in your suitcase, you can put them into a special bag and compress the clothes. This means you'll take the air out of the bag and your clothes will become very, very small. It will be very easy to pack these. So when we work in a compressed position, it means that we're sitting like this, as if somebody is squeezing us like that, which is not healthy, of course. She explains the importance of non-exercise activity, thermogenesis, also known as NEAT, which in simple terms is everything we do that uses energy and burns calories. So thermogenesis, what is this? It is a word that means that it's a process of heat production in organisms. Now we also have burn calories here. So when we burn calories, it means that we lose calories. So if you go running, you will burn calories. Tasks like standing carrying shopping, washing the floors, hoovering, pacing whilst talking on the phone. It's all the little things that make us more active, that help us to burn calories more efficiently, she said. So, what's hoovering? Hoovering is when you are vacuum cleaning your flat. Hoovering. Pacing. Pacing is to walk with regular steps in one direction and then back again. Usually, this is because you're worried or nervous. Another example. Imagine that you are waiting for a very important call and you're so nervous. So you walk and then you come back. You walk to another part of your room and then to another part of your room. And here's a sentence for you. He paced the room nervously. So he was walking all around the room. So pacing whilst talking on the phone means that you don't just stand and talk on the phone, but instead talk on the phone and walk around your room. And we also have the word whilst here. Whilst is the same thing as while. Miss Fine says that although adding regular walks into your life may be daunting, the rewards are great when it comes to your health. Now, what's daunting? Daunting means that something makes you feel frightened or worried about your ability to achieve something or to be successful. Walking can lower your blood pressure, strengthen your muscles to protect your bones. It can increase energy levels as well as giving you endorphins. And it can help you maintain a healthy weight alongside healthy eating. What are endorphins? Simply put, it's a hormone of happiness, but the correct definition would be that endorphin is a chemical that is there in our body to reduce pain. In large amounts, endorphin can make you feel relaxed, full of energy. And here we have the word alongside. The meaning of this is together with. Other benefits include boosts to your mental health, an important time away from screens and other distractions. What are distractions? These are things, objects, people that prevent you from giving your full attention to something that you're trying to focus on. For example, our phones can be distractions. We can also say that I got distracted when my friend called. So imagine I was working on a project, typing on my laptop, my friend calls. I get distracted. This means that I stop working on my project. I talk to my friend, and when I finish talking to my friend, I can't really remember what I was doing on my project, and I just, maybe lose a lot of time or even just stop working on it entirely. So distractions distract you, and you can also get distracted. Now, what can be a distraction? Your phone, certainly. Social media, like going on Instagram for a second, and then you stay there for hours. Then maybe your kids, or maybe watching TV, many more examples. Walking is suitable for almost anybody because it is low impact and easy on joints and muscles, she added. Suitable for. What is this? When something is suitable for you, it means that it is right for you. It is appropriate for you, or it is good for you. Another example can be the film is suitable for children. So it is okay for children to watch this film. Or your clothes is suitable for the event. It means that what you put on is good for the event we're going to. Low impact. You can see that sometimes this is written with a hyphen. You can see that in orange. Now, what's low impact training, for example? This is sports activity that involves movement that do not put a lot of stress on the body. For example, doing yoga is a low impact activity. Also, you can do some low impact aerobics. So you wouldn't be jumping too much if it is a low impact training. You wouldn't be pulling a lot of weight. No. So it's something relaxing that does not stress your body. Easy on joints and muscles. Now, first of all, what's a joint? We have quite a few joints in our body. A joint is a place in your body where two bones connect. Now, this, your elbow, that's a joint because bones connect here. These are joints as well because bones connect here. Your knees are also your joints because bones connect there. Now, what's easy on joints? This means that it's not too much for your joints. It's easy. And finally, a personal trainer's top tips for walking. Walk to the station rather than going by bus or car. If you work at a desk, set hourly reminders to get up and move around. I think we need full stops everywhere here. They were not there in the article. We need to put them. If you're pregnant, walking is the best kind of exercise to do. Take a daily 30-minute walk listening to a podcast. Podcast. That's where there's an interviewer and they are asking their guest questions on a specific topic, and you can simply listen to that. There are loads of podcasts on YouTube. Walk with friends in a park or forest trails and walk the dog if you have one. Forest trails are paths where people walk in a forest. Start small. A 10-minute walk from the station to the office can easily build up to a 20-minute stroll in the park and finally a 30-minute walk around town. Our final word here is stroll. So in this case, it's a noun, a stroll, but it can also be a verb, to stroll. A stroll is a slow, relaxed walk. So when you go to the park with your friend, get yourself a cup of coffee, just walk around and chat, you are strolling through the park. So a stroll is a slow, relaxed walk. Okay, so this is where we finish with our first point on our to-do list. We've read the article and analyzed the language. Now we're going to move on to pronunciation work, where you're going to be repeating after me. Okay, now we're moving on to our intensive pronunciation work, the first part of our pronunciation work with this article. This is going to be very intensive, and so you're going to improve your pronunciation a lot. What you will need to do now is you need to listen to me and repeat exactly what I am saying. Don't only listen, you need to repeat, because if you don't repeat, it makes no sense. Pronunciation work means that you listen and repeat. You have to repeat. It's not going to work if you don't. So let's get going. Repeat after me. Fitness. Fewer than 5,000 steps. 5,000 steps a day. You will notice that we often say things quicker than we would like to say them. So we say this as steps a day. Enough to boost health. Let's say the whole sentence. Fewer than 5,000 steps a day is enough to boost health. Remember to say health, not just health, okay? Take your tongue out in front. Let's continue. Please repeat. It has long been touted that 10,000 steps a day is the magic number. Look, not number, not like that. We say number. Repeat again, magic number. Okay, repeat now. You need to stay fit and healthy. An interesting thing here is that when we have and after the word and, we have consonants, not vowels. Vowels are these. When you see A, E, I, O, and U written mostly, consonants are sounds like D, T, K, and so on. So when you see a consonant after the word and, you don't say D in and. So we say fit and healthy. Repeat, fit and healthy. Great, let's carry on. But a new study shows fewer than 5,000. Again, we say fewer. A new study. Let's say again. But a new study shows fewer than 5,000 may be enough to see a benefit. Here we say not to, but to. And this again, to see a benefit. Okay, let's move on. The analysis of more than 226,000 people around the world showed 4,000 was enough to start reducing the risk of dying prematurely. This can be difficult. So first of all, here we say of. And let's say our new word early. Let's say the new word slowly. Prematurely. So here we say ch, ch. Like in the word cheer in the beginning of this word. Say the word cheer and now say maturely. Let's repeat, prematurely. Of any cause. Just over 2,300 is enough to benefit the heart. Remember to say this as heart and blood vessels. Can you hear that I don't say d in this word because we have a consonant following? Repeat again. The heart and blood vessels. Okay. The more you do, the more health benefits are seen, researchers said. Every extra 1,000 steps beyond the 4,000 reduced the risk of dying early by 15%, up to 20,000 steps. Now let's say the same sentence, but let's use the K for thousand. I'll say the whole sentence and then you'll repeat the whole sentence after me. Every extra 1K steps beyond the 4K reduced the risk of dying early by 15%, up to 20K steps. Good. Let's move on. The team from the medical university in Poland and Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine in the US found the walking benefits applied to all genders and ages. Look, this is interesting. After and, this time, we have a vowel, not a consonant. So we are going to keep it, and we're going to say this together as one word. So, endages, endages. Repeat, all genders and ages, regardless of where they lived. However, the biggest benefits were seen among the under 60s. Let's move on. Let's just say the professor from the university said that while the number of advanced drugs for treatment was growing, they were not the only answer. I believe we should always emphasize, look how we join these two words. We should always. And now let's say always emphasize. Let's say the whole thing again. We should always emphasize that lifestyle changes, including diet and exercise, which was a main hero of our analysis. It sounds something like this, of our analysis. Try to repeat that, of our analysis. A main hero of our analysis. might be at least as effective or even more effective in reducing, don't forget to repeat after me, cardiovascular risk and prolonging lives, he said. All right, well done. According to World Health Organization data, insufficient physical activity, we say insufficient, insufficient. Let's say again, insufficient physical activity is responsible for 3.2 million deaths each year. The fourth most frequent cause worldwide. This we say as cause. Repeat, cause. Most frequent cause. Honey Fine, that's the name of the person, a personal trainer and instructor for global fitness company. Remember, we never say company in English. We say here, company, and we say like that and like that. English pronunciation is very strange. We change all the sounds just to make it more difficult. Let's say this word together. Company. Company. Let's say global fitness company. Emphasizes. This is interesting. So we say emphasizes. So this remains a th sound. This becomes the, and this is the. But we always write S. That's English. Let's say again, emphasizes the problems that come from sitting down too much. Okay, when we have this word with double O, we say too much. But when we have one O, it turns into an It's not too. We'll see an example later on. It can slow your metabolism and affect muscle growth. You can see that the D remains here and it's connected to the next word, and affect. Let's see what happens to the next and. What do you think is going to happen here? Are we going to keep the D or are we going to remove it? Listen, it can slow your metabolism and affect muscle growth and strength. So we remove it because there is a consonant after it. But in the first case, we keep it because the next word starts in a vowel. Let's say this together. And affect muscle growth and strength, which can cause aches and pains. She tells the BBC. Sitting down for too long can also cause all sorts of back problems. Remember, this should be of all sorts of back problems. We find this a lot with people with office jobs, that their backs are constantly put in a stressed, compressed position. So here we don't say are, we say are, just a longer R sound. This becomes an and look, here we say stressed, compressed, position. So we write S, but we say Z, position. Let's say again. Put in a stressed, compressed position, which causes a lot more problems. So here we say this causes. Later on in life. Okay, well done. We're doing great. We just have a little bit left. Remember to repeat each time after me. So repeat, please. She explains the importance of non-exercise activity, thermogenesis, also known as NEAT, which in simple terms, we say Z again, is everything, again, Z, we do that uses, look at this, we say uses energy and burns calories. Tasks like standing, carrying shopping, washing the floors, hoovering, pacing whilst talking on the phone. It's all the little things that make us more active, that help us to burn calories more efficiently, she said. Miss Fine says that although adding regular walks into your life may be daunting. So here we say or, daunting. The rewards are great. Remember this? We just say are. The rewards are great when it comes to your health. Continue. We just have a little bit left. Please repeat after me. Walking can lower your blood pressure, strengthen your muscles, to protect your bones. It can increase energy levels. Here we keep this increase, as well as giving you endorphins, help you maintain a healthy weight alongside healthy eating. She says, other benefits include boosts to your mental health and important time away from screens and other distractions. Walking is suitable for almost anybody, Because it is low impact and easy on joints and muscles, she added. A personal trainer's top tips for walking. Walking. Repeat. Walking. Repeat. Walk to the station rather than going by bus or car. If you work at a desk, set hourly reminders to get up and move around. If you're pregnant, walking is the best kind of exercise to do. Take a daily 30-minute walk, listening to a podcast. Walk with friends in a park or forest trails, and walk the dog if you have one. And our very last piece that you're going to repeat after me. Start small. Start small. Can you hear that I'm not really saying the tip? Start small. Not even the rip. A 10-minute walk from the station to the office can easily build up to a 20-minute stroll in the park, and finally, a 30-minute walk around town. Well done. Now we can check off another thing from our to-do list. Good job. Now we're going to move on to our very interesting pronunciation work, the second part of it, which is called shadowing. What is a shadow? You can see this man here. This is his shadow. Now, what's shadowing when it comes to developing your pronunciation? This is when you listen to an audio and have the text of what is being spoken, and you try to repeat everything in real time. So if in the previous part I was pausing in between words for you to repeat slowly, thinking about each sound, then in this part you are going to be my shadow. This can be pretty difficult, especially when you've never tried this before, but you need to give it a try. You need to train yourself, as this is something that can improve your pronunciation greatly. So what you need to do is you're going to be looking at the text and you will be reading it together with me at the same time. You can be a few words behind me, but if you get lost at some point, don't start panicking and getting stressed. Just try to continue together with me. And if you feel that you're very lost, you can always go back and start over. I promise you that with time, you are going to improve your speed and you'll become much more expert in shadowing. This is a technique that you can use with your Netflix TV series that you love, with your YouTube podcasts. All you need is to have the subtitles on and read at the same time as the person or the people are speaking. Let's give it a try. When I start reading, you will need to start together with me. So it's as if you just hear the first word and you start repeating the whole thing after me, trying to keep up with me. But never go ahead of me, never be in front of me, because you need to give your brain a chance to hear what I am saying. So you hear what I say and then you repeat the same thing. I am going to be reading our article in normal speed. So I'm not going to go too quick. I'm not going to slow down. I'm going to read it naturally with natural pauses. And I recommend that you give it a try. Do your best. Of course, this is a video which is recorded, so you can always come back to it and do it all over again. But just as with anything, when you do something for the first few times, it's not easy. So we are not looking for perfection here. And of course, remember, it's not a very good idea to simply listen to me now. That's not going to give you any benefits, because pronunciation work is about hearing something and saying it, producing it as well. You may wish to first only listen to me read the article and then just go back in the video and do the shadowing pronunciation work. So let's get into it. Get ready? Let's try. Fitness. Fewer than 5,000 steps a day is enough to boost health. A study. It has long been touted that 10,000 steps a day is the magic number you need to stay fit and healthy. But a new study shows fewer than 5,000 may be enough to see a benefit. The analysis of more than 226,000 people around the world showed 4,000 was enough to start reducing the risk of dying prematurely of any cause. Just over 2,300 is enough to benefit the heart and blood vessels. The more you do, the more health benefits are seen, researchers said. Extra 1,000 steps beyond the 4,000 reduced the risk of dying early by 15%, up to 20,000 steps. The team from the Medical University of Łódź in Poland and Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine in the US found the walking benefits applied to all genders and ages, regardless of where they lived. However, the biggest benefits were seen among the under 60s. Professor Mathieu Banache from the Łódź University said that while the number of advanced drugs for treatment was growing, they were not the only answer. I believe we should always emphasize that lifestyle changes, including diet and exercise, which was a main hero of our analysis, might be at least as or even more effective in reducing cardiovascular risk and prolonging lives, he said. According to World Health Organization data, insufficient physical activity is responsible for 3.2 million deaths each year, the fourth most frequent cause worldwide. Han Fine, a personal trainer and instructor for global fitness company Barry's, emphasizes the problems that come from sitting down too much. It can slow your metabolism and affect muscle growth and strength, which can cause aches and pains, she tells the BBC. Sitting down for too long can also cause all sorts of back problems, We find this a lot with people with office jobs, that their backs are constantly put in a stress compressed position, which causes a lot more problems later on in life. She explains the importance of non-exercise activity thermogenesis, also known as NEAT, which in simple terms is everything we do that uses energy and burns calories. Tasks like standing, carrying shopping, washing the floors, hoovering, pacing whilst talking on the phone, it's all the little things that make us more active, that help us to burn calories more efficiently, she said. Miss Fine says that although adding regular walks into your life may be daunting, the rewards are great when it comes to your health. Walking can lower your blood pressure, strengthen your muscles to protect your bones. It can increase energy levels as well as giving you endorphins. And it can help you maintain a healthy weight alongside healthy eating, he says. Other benefits include boosts to your mental health and important time away from screens and other distractions. Walking is suitable for almost anybody because it is low impact and easy on joints and muscles, she added. A personal trainer's top tips for walking. Walk to the station rather than going by bus or car. If you work at a desk, set hourly reminders to get up and move around. If you're pregnant, walking is the best kind of exercise to do. Take a daily 30-minute walk listening to a podcast. Walk with friends in a park or forest trails and walk the dog if you have one. Start small. A 10-minute walk from the station to the office can easily build up to a 20-minute stroll in the park and finally a 30-minute walk around town. Okay, so that's all. If you're here with me now, this means you gave it a try. If you decided to first only listen to me reading the article, now it's time for you to go back and give the shadowing technique a try. All right, so one more thing that we can easily tick off our to-do list. What I would like you to do now is, first of all, please write a comment saying which new phrase or word from the article you liked most. And so you're going to try and use it in the nearest time. Maybe you're going to write it to someone, or maybe you're going to speak it in your next English lesson. And also, please provide a suggestion of an article that you would like me to analyze and record next. Maybe there is an article that you really liked, but it was difficult to understand. Or maybe you will just go on and do your research and find an article that interests you on the internet. They are completely free. So if you find an article like that, you can just post a link in the comments and I will choose one for the next video like this. So please pause the video now, post a comment with the new phrase you are going to try and use from the article today. And 2, send a link to an article that you would like me to analyze for you and help you with pronunciation. So this can be checked as well. I hope you did it. It means a lot and shows me that you're interested. And a bonus, we decided to create a completely free Quizlet set for you with the 25 new words and phrases that we've learned today from our article. So if you follow the link that's provided under the video for you, you will be able to join this class, which is called Language from Articles, the English Academy on YouTube. You will see that the first set has been created for you. First, join the class, and then you have these 25 words to learn. All of them are the ones that we looked at today with some helpful pictures for you. There is also a video that you can watch on how to study Quizlet sets effectively. I remind you that Quizlet is completely free to download on your phone, tablet, or iPad, or you can use the desktop version. So enjoy this free benefit. I hope it helps you. Please leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so more students and teachers can find this video on my channel. Thank you very much.